Hampstead Villas at DHC City Karachi offers premium living with seamless connectivity via Shara Bhutto.
Oh yeah, let's get ready to rumble on Erangel. The grassy pastures await. We've got a triple billing of it coming up right now, and we're waiting for our No, we're swapping with some other illustrious casters later on during the day. But for now, you guys are going to get 3 in a row. We'll be watching the third one with you. But our playing path to kick things off is from Kameshki down towards the quarry and the west coast of the mainland. A pretty chill playing path.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious whether Aurora's going to go for Severny on this one. I mean, there's a lot of talk about this overall. Aurora with a new drop spot over towards Severny. It's not entirely new. They had been dropping there before, but it's never been like a fully confirmed thing on their side of it. So again, for here, they can easily get over towards Severny. They could still drop Sosnovka. It's a bit of a distance, though. So we'll see what they end up doing here.
Doesn't look like they're going Severny. Can't see him. Oh, no, there they are. Okay.
You're blind.
I am a blindman, apparently.
You're a blind guy.
But yeah, they're definitely going Severny. Take that back. You were bang on the money. A lot of other teams trying to find their places. I mean, the southeast side of the mainland is probably a little bit more tricky than most of the other areas for the plane path specifically. But again, just grab those vehicles, get onto your drop spot, get away with it. Taking a look at Pachinki, it looks like, nobody's going to try and bother Nick the Galaxy there. On the drop, anyway.
Quite nice to see this of our top players in terms of damage numbers. Flower up there in third place with 965. I mean, there was a lot of love we were going over towards Maple as well as Liu, but it's good to see that Flower actually had a massive impact on that game as well as we head down towards the southwest side of the map. And man, this circle is far over towards the western side. We're cutting out a lot of space very quickly. We also have a ton of water down towards that southern edge. We are squeezing our players in. It's also a weird rotational path for a lot of our teams on that north side because they've got to come past Everest, decide how they want to play around with that. Do you want to play West Coast? Do you want to try head down towards that south side? However, you can join Mr. Uzumaki himself. Jump in over with the Naruto event.
Make sure that you head on into the game, draw for the Naruto character, the Ninetales Fury AUG. Looks mighty impressive. Some of the game mode has been brilliant to play around with as well, so I hope you guys are enjoying that and leveling up your ninja skills.
Honestly, it's been good. It's been good. Some of the best skins we've seen in a long time. I can't tell if that's because I'm a big Naruto fan or not, but probably is. A little cute Kurama pet as well, which you can get your hands on, which I really want badly. And Max keeps teasing me with it every time he pulls out his account.
Do you have a favorite jutsu?
Rasen Shuriken, probably. Just because that is the most... When it was first shown, I think it was like the most brutal jutsu ever used on the show.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, that's actually really ruined that guy.
He's had a bad day.
And then Naruto had to go to hospital because of using it.
Oh, that's,
Yeah.
That's a lot of power.
It was hardcore.
That's a lot of cheat.
It was hardcore, much like the boss in game right now, which is also very hardcore. Not easy to defeat. You really do have to come together as a group. So, get in game. Take part in the event. It's fantastic.
It is. It is. We are enjoying it, as we are enjoying unveiling these teams in this arena here at the PMWC at the EWC26. Ragnarok getting his cardio in on the push bike for Geek. I imagine that will be traded out as soon as he can for a motorized vehicle. Pedal power.
Coach corner.
Oh, yeah. Take a look at the coach corner. That's the Geek coaches coming on it.
Hello, boys.
Hope you're doing
wave.
well.
Please.
Oh, he did wave.
Did they wave?
He pre-waved.
Oh.
Yeah.
Peace sign.
Hell yeah. That's what we want to see. Ragnarok. I mean, the sound of the bike moving is really quite relaxing. And I feel like you can't relax in a situation like this. So I hope that they aren't going to be going for it. This is a little bit more, petrol and exhaust fumes that you need to see. The pace coming on through for DK to channel that previous match's momentum.
Exactly. Because I was going to talk about, they've just come off a great game. They currently have fantastic control over towards Gatka. They could even pick up God Compound if they wanted to. It's a little bit of an early send towards it, but with so much space being cut out here already on the map, I don't think it's a bad idea to full send, which looks like what they're currently trying to do right now. I mean, what's the biggest harm? It doesn't head down towards that south side just to figure out where else to play, but you do have prio on this, so why don't you just go for it? Fourth Rise, they like to start over towards Yellows, which is Yellows between Yellows and Ferry Pier, which I always thought was quite a weird drop spot for Fourth Rise. So I think they used to fully commit over towards Yellows. They didn't really step into Ferry Pier as much, and now because they've got a lot more tenure underneath their belt, they're like, hey guys, you stay out of Ferry Pier from now on. That's our corner. But for them, this is also a fairly easy rotate, sweeping underneath. Not a single team over towards Sosnovka though, John.
No, nobody went all the way down south. I mean, the plane path didn't really promote that sort of rotation. And I mean, as you say that, actually 2 players from Fourth Rise have gone down to the military island to, I assume, get a little bit more loot on board. Maybe protect a little bit of a rotation from that east bridge, which is maybe accessible. I feel like that's a bit of a long shot in terms of like what they're maybe trying to do. It feels like a looting mission, but they're going to waste time. They're going to lose pressure against teams like Furia pushing in from the east side, and teams from the north, as we're on board with Ulf, maybe pushing into the hills on their north side.
Yeah, you can grab more loot down towards Sosnovka. There's nothing wrong with that. I think for Fourth Rise as well, they're going to be coming into this game looting and booting. They know that when you get up towards these fielded areas, you really do need the util. You need the smokes to make your way on through. Like I said, we're on board with Ulf currently. We have swung over towards that eastern edge of Gatka. Enigma Galaxy had a fantastic start in this game. Pachinki is a lovely spot to start from on this type of circle. They already sent 2 players down towards that south side though, and they're left behind Satan as well as Ralph inside of Pachinki to continue looting up. Bring the rest on through later.
Hopefully they don't get split off. Finding one of those quarry mouth compounds could be really important on a circle like this. But the regroup is necessary. Ulf defending their patch brutally. Maniac gets clocked out in the open, and Scarface picks up the point for Eren with that flush coming on through. So Ulf opening the bidding now. First blood has been drawn. Calci for the pickup. Scarface on his way.
Clambers back through the window. That's a pretty ridiculous spray, though. We did kind of gloss over it very quickly, but that was lovely coming through from Eren. A tanky. OG. They just came through on the southwest side of Pachinki, just trying to find a place to stay right now. A lot of times you're picking some awkward areas of the map when you're coming in late to this type of circle. It's not exactly where you'd want to stay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, observers.
Take a look at
this
this.
was a nasty spray. I mean, perfectly lined up as he passes by the tree.
Chomping away at that health bar. Looks like they're on for more long-range engagements as Orangutan falter out in the open, losing a player, and that's Ulf now up to 2. The open ground looks like they're good for the hunting. And as we saw, that spray from Eren was pretty beautiful. Looking good with it. Players are starting to find out all about it. 2 teams now have lost a player to them. And a good start. Furia on the eastern side, pushing in. Trying to get past X-Force rejects who have managed to wend their way on through. Fourth Rise have regrouped beyond that out to the west, just north of Ferry Pier, and Goat team on the east near Pachinki.
Yeah, the thing for Orangutan there is it's an awkward push for them, right? It is an awkward push, but when you're coming in that late, I think what would be better to do there was probably to try and play out on those outrages. There's still compounds to play up towards the eastern side of Gatka. You're slightly forcing center off the back of this one. There's a lot of sight lines around that area as well. But they make it fairly safely. I mean, only losing 1 player is actually quite a good result for them, and they get a decently central position. But they're going to go further now as we head over on towards that western side. DK extremely happy with the 2 positions they have locked down, but they will regroup off the back of this one. I think for Easy for Bad Boy as well as the other play in that location, this might be a little bit bold to be holding 2 areas at once, because Thunder Talk is rocking up towards their second duo on the west.
Some pretty difficult terrain here, playing around that swamp, as you could see on that western side, teams starting to move in from the north edge. Enigma Galaxy actually full wrapping Quarry here as well, moving in on this western side. RRQ may be a little bit on the back foot here, Blank. They were on that western coast fairly early on. They haven't pushed more inland, but that might play into their favor later on, depending on how much conflict unfolds in the fields to their east.
Yeah, Fourth Rise, they completely realize that, oh my god, it is probably massively chock-a-block over towards Quarry. So let's just swing round onto the western side. For RRQ, I don't terribly mind it playing on that western coast. Not really many areas that wouldn't have been taken up already. It depends how early they got to the circle. I'd love to watch that back later on.
Just taking their time. Taking their time out on the western side. AGAL playing the long game all the way up on the north side, just near crates right now, South Georgia Pole. And we'll be playing quite late into the circle from the north side. Fortunately, there's not really too much to stop them moving in on the West Coast Road, maybe even crossing the fields to the west of Everest. Nick Galaxy, they run into a little bit of a roadblock, or rather the roadblock runs into them, as Four Thrives find the backlines of Nick Galaxy, and I don't think you're getting him back up there. With the forwards position already established for Nick Galaxy, they may lose even more if they're not careful.
Coops realizes he has to leave now. He did stop off slightly, but has to get a move on. Will regroup with the rest of the team. It's not a horrible compound to play either, but it does become a horrible compound with only 3 players. It's a lot of area to hold here. They can't really afford to go for a 2-2 split between the buildings because they don't have that 4th player. So I think winning the Galaxy might be tough, especially with this becoming quite a prominent area of the map.
On the north side, AGAL still playing it slow as Four Thrives continue to sweep on the western edge. RRQ potentially next up on the menu for them. And AGAL may actually crunch in from the northern side on it, but Aurora now spanning the south expanses of this field to potentially be a stopper for this rotation. A split up as well. There are open angles for Aurora to try and exploit, but it looks like AGAL content to play it slow again.
I don't mind it. I mean, they were able to get a lot of eliminations the further they got into the game. Yes, about 5 of them came through very early on, but they were pretty steady with it. That does make things a little bit harder. Now, for GK, come on, guys. I think now's about the time to regroup. This is becoming a little silly now. Please. It's very, very greedy. Very, very greedy. Quarry still in play. Down towards that south side. I do like Thunder Talk's position off the back of that one. They can play over towards the hillside if they want to, coming out on that eastern edge. Furia as well has kept it fairly silent. Down towards that southeast edge, there's a big ridge side that runs through there. Four Thrives, though, they're wrapping back. They are wrapping back, and Furia might have something to say about this.
Playing that stopper on some of the quarry mouth buildings, but I think Four Thrives, I mean, they came from this area, they're going to have a little bit of info, but Thunder Talk's presence might be an unknown quantity for them. They're sending straight through. I think they're just going to get past blank. Four Thrives are going to settle themselves potentially right in the middle of GK's split.
There's an easy location to play there as well. It's high ground, looking down towards a lot of squads. I mean, Furia, I question how much they saw of that, because they are playing with little information because the terrain in that area doesn't provide the sight lines over towards Four Thrives. GK tries to regroup and they lose one player off the back of it. I don't want to say I told you so, but
you do. You really want to say it.
I really do.
Say it.
I'm a smug type of guy. But no, for GK, it was a little greedy to hold it as long as they did. For Orangutan, I respect the decision to move in towards that location. It was only a matter of time, and I think GK could probably get away with this one. It's just you pick one or the other. We're late into the game. There isn't a huge amount of fantastic compounds left anymore, and GK is trying to hold 2 of them.
Well, not anymore. Orangutan have actually taken that eastern point now. So, central locations are taken by GK, Orangutan, and Four Thrives. The South Hill, the most open, potentially the most vulnerable, but also potentially the most profitable in terms of point scoring capabilities. On that south edge, you've got Goat Team, Furia, going to be forcing teams to approach you in a very linear fashion. It's going to make it difficult to take down this position for a long, long time. So we'll see how Four Thrives can manage that. The north side, a little bit more messy though. Teams are a little bit more spread out, trying to wend their way on through. Looks like it's plenty messy on the east though, as Goat are stopping AGAL.
I mean, for all gamers, they have had a slow approach into this game. They've been in the blue for a very long time. They have very little information going forward into this one. Goat's currently playing on a 2-2 split. Curious to see how all gamers want to play this now, because even Ketch is now having a little peek down towards that south side. He wants to check in on what's happening. And all game is really like, okay, this looks very rough going on towards the west. Let's try the north. You're going to bang straight into Ulf. So I think for all gamers, it has just been a very slow game, which has led to little information. They're going to have to bank on having some strong gameplay going forward to try and cut a hole in the side of this circle. That's a fast rotate from Ulf, though, John.
They are moving at pace, at speed. In they go, splitting the difference and not really running into too much competition on that move. Maybe slamming straight into Geeke's position. We've got, as well, Kiwoom, DRX trying to hold their northwestern side. Trying to keep themselves alive, and it's going pretty well. On their push, AGL tried to move in the wake of Ulf, but it's not going quite so cleanly for them. They have to stall, they have to falter it. OG are all too ready to take those points. So back on board with the nades coming in through the windows here. Ulla wanting to hold out, but not quite connecting on either front. KRX hopping Binny back, moving him into a more favorable position to try and go for those assists. And no nades are really connecting here, Black. Okay, there they connect.
Yeah, it's been a lot of explosions, not a lot of knocks coming through. Yeah, sure, Coop actually took most of the brunt of the damage so far. The nade right underneath his belly. Yeah, for all gamers, they headed down over towards that high ground, only to find themselves up against 4 Thrives. Funnily enough, after all these nades are spent and done, it's actually the M4 that does the most damage through these windows.
Oh,
finally. We find 2 back-to-back coming through from QXZ as well as Hoxie. Okay, I take it back. I take it back, guys. All right, didn't mean it. I did not mean it.
Enigma Galaxy didn't manage to get in for a third party in time. In the meantime, on the southeast side, well, we're on board with AGAL there, but further out, you've still got 4 Thrives suppressing Fury and forcing them into a fight with one another. You can see they're popping up in the Elim feed. Silence is going to fall. And over on the north edge, as we're on board with Aurora and Flash, fighting over location, a fairly isolated fight.
Yeah, very much so. It's kind of a weird one too. I mean, for Aurora, you sort of expect to be playing on this one. It's a very classic spot. Most people know of this one. You use it because it's very easy to defend your vehicles in the ditch. Slightly nade bait, but for Aurora, they slow them down and try and just pass on by, but they are directly heading over towards Ulf. Oh, Scarface does find that initial shot, which is great to see from Scarface. That long-range capability comes into play, finally.
Looking for more. AGAL trying to get a little bit, but Aaron has other ideas. Sprays them down, damage pouring on through. Orangutan moving Aru up, does suppress Ulf a little bit, so maybe a little bit better of a chance for Aurora to piece themselves back together. But it is really difficult now to find any semblance of safety in the middle. Ulf do get all 4 of their players back up to their feet in their very central location now. Not too many teams are going to be able to take them down from this one. Aurora step in 2 with 4 Thrives, who are now up to 4 eliminations. They get that res, and now they're holding off against Top and Ziol on the off angle, as well as Goat putting pressure onto Falak.
Ooh, 4 Thrives, they're surrounded. If they get themselves out of this situation, it will be big news for them. Player pulled out the side of the vehicle. Ayala is down. Moxie moves up. Furia desperately fighting back here. Igor's behind the tree, looking to bark back at this team. Finally finds the first with the help of Chief from the back lines.
Oh, 4 Thrives are here to play though, and it's a shooting gallery for the team from Pakistan. They're racking up the points now. They want to keep going. Aurora looking to backfill, maybe cause problems here, but RRQ is sandwiching the far side now. Nowhere is safe. Furia down to 1. Nobody is going to escape this compound. 2 teams enter, none will leave.
Zypher spots the enemy off in the distance, the danger coming through. Iran backing up the vehicle into the wall, giving a little bit of makeshift cover as we go forward. Aru, though, doing some wonderful work over towards that northeast side. Sadly, just down to 2 there, but still holding off on his own. I think a lot of people had questions about Aru, but he's proving them wrong right now in terms of the gun skill. Very, very smart player overall, though.
Zypher's getting stuck in, just going toe-to-toe with Chief. This is dangerous. There are nades in hand. Zypher wants to go barrel to barrel, though, and it looks like they're going to hop through. Genfos able to snap that Elim back, though, and will leave Zypher out in the open with a nade. With 3 players from RQ bearing down upon him, the backup is not quite there from the rest of his team. He needs some oversight, he needs some assistance, but it's not there in time, and they have to deal with Aurora on the backlines.
Oh, T24 is quite low there. Took a bit of a tick from the blue. Couple more shots. Malak hits the deck, but from underneath finds it. There is a quick clap back here coming through from IQ, but it's not enough as more Thrives are falling underneath the presence of RRQ. They come in from the sidelines as third party, and Viren will hit a nasty spray down. 7 Elins for RRQ on the second game of the day.
That was an overcommitment from 4 Thrives to this compound, to this third-party engagement. There was so much going on there, and Aurora, the duo from Zeol on top, forced them to stay in that third-party position. They didn't want to push back up. They might have had a bit of it, though, to be honest, because nobody from down low was going to push them. Zypher had overcommitted, and they just weren't quite able to gain that momentum back. 4 elims, not that many placements. That's not how you want to try and convert. And when you look at GK's position, they are going to be able to catch you up, as well as D-Woom KRX.
It's a good buffer, though.
Sorry.
It's a good buffer, though. 23 points right now so far. I think it's decent over 2 matches. You're looking at roughly 11.5, right? So I think they're fine. I think they're fine at the moment. 4 Thrives just need one more decent game. Scarface does go down to Ragnarok. Get a little bit of old bag, but Aaron with that M4, who has been so goddamn deadly today with so far, instantaneously finds a re-knock over towards Kike. In the meantime, the flash as well as OG, a tanky with a 360. It's not quite enough to keep him alive there. The flash will hold out.
Just a moment longer on the south side. In the meantime, Thunder Talk trying to keep themselves together, but 2 players now left standing, as well as X-Force Rejects bearing down upon them. RRQ are going to fall. Okay, Aurora, Zeol on top, still going. Blank, they've been a real thorn in the side of this south side circle. Shiva tries to get the spray, dips out for another, dips out for more, does go down, and again, it's Aurora across the way who are making things so difficult.
Well, they're an opportunistic team. We get the next circle. It sent us up over towards Ulf here. But we already saw the location this team was playing in. He looks barren. He looks deadly. Suddenly, you've got 6 other teams looking your way. They have to hit these shots as teams make their entry.
Kiwoom DRX on the northwest side with 4. Flash on the north with 3. Those 2 teams have major access angles towards Ulf's position, but I don't know if they're going to be able to convert it. On the southwest side that we're on board with right now, Nick the Galaxy, who have been slow, trying to work the ground, looking to pick up the pace now with an opener knock to Ragnarok, and he will potentially be a weakness that Nick the Galaxy can exploit. They're playing as 3. And trying to keep this one going forwards. Kevin goes down to an 8 from Coops as they retreat to try and get the res onto Ragnarok. They won't be able to keep him safe. Ralph and Lord now charging forwards. Coops to be the backup. They are isolated in this fight. No third parties, and the rest isn't there. He pops up, but will it be enough? Steps out with another angle. He goes immediately back down, and Coops enters the front door.
For Kike, at least, they got the sweetest little goodbye from one of our friends out there in the crowd. But Geeke will go on no further. The flash up in the distance. Ketch has eyes on. He knows he's playing out here. He knows he has to move. As you said, KRX moving on the sidelines. Always such an awkward area of the map to play. Difficult to get the right sidelines in position. Bose gonna step up, sends an nade over the top. It looks off kilter though.
Oh, forces them out wide and into the sightlines, and it's the barrels to do the dirty work. Binny not quite connecting. The shotgun is ringing out over the bonnet, nearly doing the work, but the explosion takes him down instead, and the rest of Flash looking to rally their support, but now it's just Tops in a 1 versus 1, I think, against Hoxie. But Kiwoom DRX looking to keep things going, and Bose might be resable here. Hoxie kept out in the cold.
Hoxie moves forward. Expand the vehicle, but like you said, Tops getting his boy Bose back up on his feet. Nade sent through, not cooked for very long. Looks to use it as more of a distraction, but it is on target. Almost hit the double. Gets up towards the monster truck and use those vehicles as a little bit of cover here. The wheels, a great position to peek off the back of. You know what? QXZ is resible. Molly goes far, goes long.
Forces him to stay up close to the vehicle. Less opportunity for some solid nade angles. The bounce looks good, but it only tickled. And he's stepping out wide. He's out in the open. Back to a nade, though. Hits the deck to stay alive. Doesn't go down to a spray. Hoxie there, under pressure. The monster truck keeping him safe. Another nade, another chance to find the knock. Forces him wide, but this time the shrapnel is just too much. And somehow Hoxie keeps it together for the Keywound DRX.
Well, Hoxie just sending some lukewarm grenades. No intention at a single one finishing him off, but 4 of them, that'll do the trick. Aurora, carry on with Zol, as well as Top. Still playing for Nigma Galaxy though, right? This is a huge game for them. Not only because they've made it quite far into this game, but because they have to claw back those points right now. Their first game was devastating for their points tally. They need to get a little bit more out of this one. Currently, Ulf is stuck a little bit further out the circle, trying to watch for teams coming in from this south side, which I think makes sense. Try and clear that area as much as possible.
Top is pretty isolated here, but then again, if Coops or Lord gets spotted, gets taken down by either Top or a player from Ulf, it's going to be a little bit easier for him to find something. Catch has been spotted. That's coming through from the Ulf. No, hang on a minute. Where is that coming from? I think that might be Ralph who's taking shots out to Catch, but Lord is going to fall down, and Top now can start to chime in, look to pick those points away. Indeed, he does. He gets that flush. He steals that point away, and that is nasty for Nigma Galaxy. They lose another, and they're down to 2. Ralph regroups with Coops, and Top sends away. They're now on the back of the queue against Ulf to try and move their way forwards. Do they have the gumption? Do they have the power?
Coops fully stimmed up right now. Frothing at the mouth, looking for those elims. Ralph comes in from the sidelines. Might just find nothing off the back of this, and it absolutely is the case. Coops now has to make a recovery off the back. 3 seconds left on that grenade. It goes slightly wide. Might just tuck itself back in again. Ulf, in the meantime, is trying to get the rest of their players back up on the sidelines. It could be big. Sticky grenade out next. Aaron extremely low.
Chucks, I think that went through the window there. Nearly takes them down, but they're behind the shack now. The info that Coops was able to gather from Ralph's roll forwards was that the other angle wasn't quite paying attention, but now they've got the res. Now they've got more, but Coops still has something left. He's charging forwards. Kelsey wants the res onto Aaron as the rest of Ulf are taking damage. That's coming through from across the way. Aurora, maybe even Keywound DRX, and there he goes. Coops is on a tear. Catch is down. It's just Scarface now to stand in the face. But can Coops get the angle? He turns around, confirms the points, and into the fight he goes.
This is the missing spearhead of the spear for Nigma Galaxy. He will finally go down, but you almost saw him there in the picture-in-picture. A tiny smile on his face, despite that being one of the most insanely pressured moments for any player to be in. And Ulf is taken down by it. KRX, 9 elims on the game. It's a strong one for them, currently in second place and looking to take first after this all does conclude. But they've got to deal with Aurora, who have been once again immortal in this match.
Top and Ziol have just been marauding around these east side hills for so long, and they're actually now playing fairly close together. These nades, the peak angles that they can take, probably going to be quite profitable. Actually, Hoxie being in that shack may be a detriment to them. With the position it takes on the circle, the next zone closes dead center, he's going to have to leave first. So when does he do it? He might want to try and figure out something now.
We're into a 2v2 here. Ziol wraps around. The fact that Aurora's played on the north side, they've played back down towards the south, they have made a lot of plays that other teams try to go for and were unsuccessful in. It is magnificent, but they are down to limited materials. 3 nades, 2 smokes, 3 nades on top. He's going to try and move around the sides. If you can get up towards the shack here.
Smart. I mean, they saw that rotate away from Hoxie, and Top was trying to get that off angle, but now has to step back in as Hoxie's putting Ziol under pressure. Top yet to step into the firing line, but draws the attention and disengages the fight.
This is good from KRX, so I love the layering with the vehicles. Had to be done there to ensure that You know, it's difficult to get one sightline onto a singular player in the vehicle. Whilst you've got two, you may as well use them. These nades are starting to come through now, trying to get some damage done. Hoxie's back up to 70%. That nade's on target. It's beautiful here. QXC now has to deal with the other players. Another one right up in his face. They go wide. Top's moving around the side. Aurora, a difficult beast to handle.
This is what Top wanted to do originally. The pressure onto Zjol made it too hard. Another nade, and Zjol nearly takes it down there, but Top now has the angle. He's got them on a broadside. Oh, insult to injury. Take down the down player first, but it is a duo chicken dinner coming through from Aurora.
Aurora after that, they take second place. KRX obviously shut themselves up into wards first. It's a really good game so far from KRX over the two matches. I think what we've got to take from this is the consistency these boys have been able to put out compared to other teams, but Aurora certainly shows that these guys are here to play.
Goodness me, such a problem on that east side. Their crowning moment was the pressure that they put on Fourth Thrives on their eastern side, moving down towards the hills and forcing Fourth Thrives into an unfavorable position. Really nothing that they could do about it at that stage, but what a pressure that those two players have.